auditioned years ago for drama school. 'Tis but a distant memory. But casting my mind back to that time and also comparing it to what my coaching clients are going through right now, it got me thinking, if I auditioned today, knowing what I know out of years worth of experience, what would be my key pieces of advice? Buckle up, buttercup, because I'm gonna tell you. So many of them would be incredibly specific to your needs, your audition, your progress, your path. So with those more specific concerns and questions, I often recommend getting some coaching, because then you know you're getting your questions answered. And you're in luck, because my books for the 2025 audition season are open. So if you are interested in actually getting some coaching, then all of my details are in the description box below. And just remember, we're getting close to recall rounds now, because the submission date for a lot of these schools are coming to a close at the end of January. And coaching is just overall incredibly beneficial for your audition prep, your process, knowing what the environment is like, what you're actually going to be expected to do on those audition days. And most importantly, it really helps with your confidence, and it keeps you accountable, because you are working with somebody who is going to hold you to a standard, because looking from the outside in, I know what an audition panel is looking for. So if you're interested, all the details are below. Okay, so let's get into the 5 things that I wish I knew when I was auditioning for drama school. There are so many, but we're going to narrow it down to 5. Number 1, do the research. Believe it or not, back in the day, I did not practice what I now preach. I did no research on the schools that I was applying to. I just kind of stabbed in the dark and applied wherever. I didn't read the plays that my speeches were from. Bad idea. And I didn't even know what I wanted to do after graduation. I had no concept of what the industry was. I seriously didn't do anything to prep for my auditions other than learn the lines and hope for the best. And I know for a fact that that lack of preparation, that lack of research, that harmed me, because so many of the drama school's audition panels saw through me. They saw that I had nothing up my sleeve. They saw that I just didn't put the work in, and they, rightly so, rejected me. So don't do what I did. Research the schools. Actually go through their website with a fine-tooth comb. Speak to the current students. Speak to the graduates. Find out what their alumni is up to. And do a little bit of research into the industry that you actually want to go into after you graduate. Have some plans, because training is only for 1, 2, or 3 years. Eventually you're going to be a professional, so you need to kind of have some lay of the land of what you're going to be going into. And for fuck's sake, please read the plays that the speeches are from. The panels will know a lot of the speeches that you were bringing in, so if you do not know the context, they are going to see that a mile away, and there is no possibility that they're going to find that cute. So do the work ahead of time. Number 2, make friends. I know that making friends at your drama school auditions is not like high on the priorities list, but hear me out on this. If you are doing in-person auditions at multiple schools, and say you've auditioned 1, 2, or 3 years, chances are you are going to see some familiar faces at all of these different places. And these people are exactly like you. They are in the same boat, going through the same thing, having similar struggles, similar triumphs, and similar failures. So no, I'm not saying that you need to find the love of your life or, you know, your absolute ride or die person. But at the same time, I'm not saying go into these environments thinking that you are going to slay your enemies and wear their skins and teeth as trophies. Talk to them. Say hello. Strike up a conversation. You will likely have so much more in common with them than you think you do. You can just geek out on all things acting. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? It'll also help to calm you down in that process because you'll feel like you have an ally. And if anything, it's just a distraction away from thinking, oh my god, I'm so shit scared about my audition that's just about to happen. And also, they're really good sources for finding other monologue material for future auditions or recalls or future years or whatever. They'll probably not be using the same material as you, so they're a wealth of knowledge. Number 3, that rejection is part of the game. Now, there's really no getting around this one. Acting comes part and parcel with rejection. And it is very common for actors to audition for multiple years to get into drama school. So if this is your first or second or third or even 4th year of auditioning, that doesn't necessarily mean that there is anything wrong with what you are doing, you as a person, your approach, the audition that you're attending, the material that you're using, doesn't necessarily mean that you are doing bad stuff. Because getting rejected from drama school is more common than getting accepted. There are hundreds, nearly thousands of people auditioning for each course every year, and they're giving out 20 to 30 spaces. That's not a lot. So being aware that the odds aren't always in your favor, and the thing that is required is perseverance. Now look, let's get real. I am not saying that the rejections that you are getting every year don't have any information in them. They do. Whenever you have a failure, that is data, that is information and clues into what you could potentially be putting into place to improve along the way. And I am a big advocate of you evaluating each and every audition that you have and working towards improving incrementally each and every time. Because if you were just hitting your head against a wall again and again and again and hoping that the wall is going to crack instead of your head, and you're finding over years worth of hitting your head off that wall that it's not happening, I would probably change it up a little bit. But what I'm saying is that getting rejection year after year isn't a sign that you need to attribute that to your self-worth. A rejection is not a reflection of who you are as a person or who you are as an actor. It is merely information for something that you could potentially do to improve as you go forward. Number 4, you are an equal. You are equal to the audition panel. You are equal to the actors that you were auditioning alongside. You are an equal. You are on the same level as everyone else. There can be occasionally a bit of a weird air in drama school auditions where the audition panel can just kind of sit very stony-faced and not give you very much, and it may feel like they are giving off this energy of we are better than you and we don't think very much of you. And whilst I can't speak to every single person's audition experience, I can only speak of my own as an actor and also as sitting on audition panels. I've only ever sat on audition panels that have been incredibly warm and incredibly encouraging of actors, because we want you to do your best work, and the only way that you're going to be able to do that is if you actually feel safe and comfortable in which to do that. But that isn't always the case, so then we need to just be able to roll with the punches. And the best way that I've found to do this is to see yourself as an equal, that you are going into this environment with something to show for yourself. You have something to contribute, and you can't predict the environment that you're stepping into. You can only control your outlook, your approach, what you bring to the table. And knowing that you are there to collaborate, to create, and to play with these people, then that should really bolster your idea of going in with an open mind, with a warm nature, and to try and set your ego and your worries and your self-doubt aside, and just go in with, hey, I've got the potential solution to your problem. You've got 20 to 30 spaces that you need to be filled for this next academic year. Shall we collaborate? Shall we see if this, actually fits together? You've got these moves, I've got these moves. Shall we dance? And number 5, don't let yourself be rushed. Auditions are nerve-wracking, stressful environments. And when any actor goes into these situations, what tends to happen is that we speed up, we breathe faster, we move faster, we speak faster, and if we can, we think faster. Our reaction time becomes faster. We become a little bit more reactionary, like a startled bird. Here I am to tell you to resist that urge. Slow down. Seriously, slow your breathing down, slow your movement down, and what this will do, it will help to extend the gap between you and your reaction. Allow yourself time to listen to any notes that are being asked of you. People are asking you questions or bringing you into a conversation, giving you direction. But actually giving yourself a bit of time to take all of that in before you do anything. Of actually taking those 5 to 10 seconds before you start your speech, making sure that you are grounded and present and ready. Now remember, you've paid for this. You've paid money for this. Auditions are not cheap. And we live in a capitalist society, which says if you buy something, it's yours. So you bought that time. Whether that is 15 or 20 or 25 minutes in a room with these people, that is yours. So do not, under any circumstances, let your nerves speed you up, let the panel speed you up, let the expectations of everybody else going in before and after you and how long they're taking, don't let that speed you up. This is your time. Slow yourself down. Try to enjoy it, and don't feel like you're so indebted to these people that you need to speed the whole thing up because you feel like you're inconveniencing them. You're not. You're there to do your job. Don't let yourself be rushed. So there you go. I'm pretty sure if I applied those 5 things back when I was actually auditioning, that would have stood me in much better stead than what I actually did. What a car crash. And for you who is actually auditioning this year, these things are crucial. They are critical for you having not just a good experience, but potentially getting results that might get you in the direction of what you want. So start implementing these things and see how your audition season changes for the better. And as always, like, subscribe, share these videos with your actor friends. And if you are looking for some 2025 audition coaching, then all of the information is in the description box below. But until next time,